page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha. Until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha. Until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who were liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who were devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, and all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heat, curd like cloud, O Lobsangrakpa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit field for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light, perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit. Non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Lobsang Drakpa's essential teaching specially shine forever. Make me say wait the chan chan raising 3 make him pay wang po jam pel yang du pung ma lu jom se san wei dang gang chen ke pe su gen song kapa lop san thra pe zabla so wade. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration, countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this. subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence, five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times, by relying upon the perfection of wisdom, become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis, Akasamara. Tayata om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisoha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three jewels speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, shante kurye soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji perki joshime ta tramri rablingzi ni de gampadi sangye jingdu me te o Shapawatu so idam guru rana mandala kam niryatayami Chongda Songdi Chongna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonye Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penche Songge Drupa Sho Chongda Songdi Chongna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonye Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penche Songge Drupa Sho Chongde Songgi Chomna La Jakju Pardu Dangdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Pencher Songge Drupa Sho
It's getting cold. Time to get out your jackets. You already get ready? Anyway, good morning everyone. How's your weekdays? It's okay? Same? Good. Anyway, it's wonderful. We all come together, able to come here, not blessing the Maharaj. Yeah, this is really Buddhism say. If you usually you study or you meditation or you practice or you attend the classes, then one day you talk, oh no, I'm too tired or I don't want that. It is, if you're already enlightened or really high level, it's fun. It's different. If you're not that, then it's blessing of the Maharaj. Therefore, we don't want blessing of the Maharaj. Even if you're not able to come here, but you can practice your home, you study your home, it's fun also. But you come here, you get physically also you have a lot of hard work. Particularly Sunday, you have to get up, then, at least a couple hours before, come here, then prepare, then come here, then go back. Even you physically a lot of work, it's a lot of merit. It's not just, lay down your bed, you can study or you listen teaching. Right? This is also a way to create the merit or the physical also. Okay? Anyway, I want to try to serve the motivation to benefit all mothers and sentient beings. Usually that thing, we should a little bit thinking, okay, not, oh yeah, we have to do that, not like that. And the front of us, Bodhisattva Mani, like huge, very colorful. Around the Bodhisattva Mani, or your teachers, or the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dharma protectors. You can think that all around. Like when you someplace, hundreds, thousands of people, you don't have to recognize one by one. You say, wow, so many people like that. Like thinking, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, holy gurus, holy beings in front of you. The Bodhisattva is the one of the leader. You can recognize that. Then around your front, your left, right, behind, all Mother Sentient beings, thousands, billions, trillions around you. Particularly if you are able to around you, one being has very gross suffering. You can see if you saw anything yesterday or day before, last week, last month. So any beings are very suffering. It feels you some emotion, visualization that being around you. Then think about yourself and your heart, the subjection, me in me, my. Always think about that kind of mind. Under your heart, it looks like fire. Now think about that. May all sentient beings free from suffering and its causes. That can't think a couple times. Then thinking all the sufferings, all sentient beings, they come through like a light. All they come to your heart, the subjection. Dissolves your heart in the subjection mind. Then burn, everything's complete burn. All mother sentient beings, all the sufferings, all the ignorance, it's like suck your heart. It's not easy, not just go through directly, all directions. They come you on your heart. The subjection is like color of the light. Everything's sucked there. Then be fire. Then complete destroy. And your own problems, your own sickness, your own suffering also dissolves for the mind of the eye on your heart. Then the mind becomes smaller, slowly. Despair, all empty. feel all beings, include yourself, free from suffering. Feel happy, peace, relax. Now you wish, like third, first one, may all sentient beings happiness and it causes. May all sentient beings happy and it causes. Now again change your thinking. May all sentient beings never be part from sorrowless bliss, also bliss. Bliss, Yana Chatanyanit, Dungami Devataman Mandavachit. May all sentient beings never be part from free part from sorrowless and bliss. Think about that moment. Now I can think it differently. All sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. Think about that one moment. Now, visualization from the old Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, very happy, smiling, looking for all beings. Especially they're all looking you, looking us. You feel also happy and make some benefit all beings. Now Buddhas, Bodhisattvas feel happy. They were very sad feeling, but don't follow that. Just identify. If you are happy feeling, keep that in your mind much as you can. If you are neutral feeling, also just keep that. But if you are sad feeling, just identify, not follow that. If you follow that, it makes you emotion. No, okay. That's good enough. Good enough to waste time. Tadeng anzun semi shi gomtang. Didinda boim bekishara was.
So
You? Who?
oh,
Was broken?
I think so.
Really? They called it.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah. So that was the way of meditating on the four imaginables.
남주 두 쇼게 따바 되는 데도 곰 잡는 야보요래.
So it would be good to meditate in that way every morning.
진짜는 가서 곰잖아 아니 가서 로조 치위게 틈제대 가서 통도 그래. 곰밥 잡는 가서 싱거다 가서 싫어 틈제 통고 말이야.
So if you meditate, then you will be able to receive the result of your study. Yeah. Otherwise, if you study, you will know, you will understand, you will know, but you will not get the results.
배차에는 가서 차서 신이죠 봐. 신티 여바지 신데 락달 맞잖아. 신 여벌 등 가서 틀에 통고 말어.
So just like you have all these degrees, right, certificates, of certain things, but if you don't use that for that job, right, then it will not be of, you will not get any results. You will not get results of that study. So you have to use that certificate or degree for a certain job, and then you get result.
배차는 지나서 야 doctor 그 안에 락체 여와 있나? 되게 로조 여와 있나? 다데 지난 그 딸레가 말아와시거든 레가 마치네 아니 딸 로조도 연대나 지난 그 로조 되게 수치를 펜도 말어.
So like for example, if you have a doctor's degree, right, but if you don't do the job of a doctor, or you didn't find a job, you couldn't find a job, or you couldn't do the job, or you didn't do the job, then that degree is not helpful for anybody, right?
아니 가서 뭐지 셰갈라 다 셰가까지 뭐지 대체 시기나 대체 찌는 가서 로종 따로 로종 진 로종 따다 다 돌아로.
So 1/4 of life we spend in studying, right? Money, time, and energy, everything. But if you don't use that for the job, then it's no use. Then it's like kind of a waste, right?
다 텐디가 멤버기 doctor들이 락체에 요지. tellateni soso lekajigra leka tellateni any leka de chevana mila ya pentokoro soso la pentokoro.
So if you have that degree and you do the job, then that having that degree becomes helpful, right? Beneficial for others and for yourself as well.
또 대충도 하고 도.
That's understandable, right?
연대 이어받다 연대 라레 따다니 다금도.
So like having a knowledge and applying that into a practice is two different things, right?
그래서 다 지나서 나슈콜라 도나 요래 다 나신기 다 고도 가나 간섭 요래.
So that's like that, you have interest in Buddhism and you have a certain level of understanding about Buddhism also.
그래서 다 라레 마다나 코 나도 잘한다고 요치 지나라야 지나 감고 나라야. 두가 조리 박스 jewel box.
Jewelry box.
Yeah, box. Then I chose to Hakor, the Tanga Gamtin and Alchada, you chose some John Hakores in it. Jo 2 Lelia, Takia Tagi, Kanji, Pejatamanda, Taco Pento Majo.
So it's like, so that if you don't use that understanding, apply that understanding to practice, then it's not going to be used. Just like if you have jewelry in your jewelry box, and if you don't use it, it's no use having there, right? Unless you put it on around your neck or your finger or breast or whatever, wrist and wherever you put it, then it becomes more useful. Otherwise, just having in the box is no use.
Rottende Pechitana, so Tayo somebody toilet, Miga or Chitados in the Kanji. Take good in hotel was a big to
So if you put it on, then you feel like, oh yes, I have this one. Right? You have that good feeling, thinking, oh, I have this on me. And then also when people look at you, they say, oh, that looks so beautiful on you. And then you feel like, oh. So the whole purpose of having jewelry is to feel good, right? And by yourself, thinking that, oh, I have it, and then also to feel good when someone else praises about it to you.
Today, Teddy Chipachijan, two loja tarred, but take not to she march and give a pay, the pay Nimu, and the Gom Jata, Changanzo Singures. Lale Matana, and the Trinity, Tango Lot on a moment to talk about it.
So just like that, we have the knowledge of the teachings, the Dharma, right? And we have knowledge about what is good, what is bad, what is to be abandoned, and what is to be adopted. We know all those things now. We know how to do meditation and things like that. But if we don't apply that into practice, and even if we have that for thousands of years, it's not going to bring any good results for us.
Don't say too much.
Don't be discouraged.
Okay, today is a not to come Shishabate, and nearly Lalet at the tire. Come to the Jatana Yagoshire.
So whatever we know, it's good to apply that into a practice on a daily basis.
Caro. To let the college. La lojo to them that Tijiwa. Jing Shanchulam the Java. To let to Gonat Caro. Do you have the book there? Sabilam to pray, Sabilam mind training. Can you get me one? Maybe she knows there. Got a true lot to come like come to Jawars to Yota.
So anyway, there's a line in that text, in a 7-point third transformation text, where it says you have to apply into practice, apply to practice directly.
Okay, today is a country. Count of the ship. Imagine to say Mambo Tamatana, that is Chico. Okay, just give me one. Trella to Gomland. My mind's very good. Trella and Trella count to Gom the Jets or the day. Trella count to Gom the Jets. English answer to the order. Trella count to Gom the Jets.
So it's in the line where it talks about when the container and its contents are filled with negativities, transform adverse conditions into the path to enlightenment. Immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation.
Okay.
To possess the 4 practices is the best of methods. So there's just like it says, immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation.
Today is a kanji so cup to Yamle Jatojiona and the payment when I got
So it is very important to apply immediately into practice.
Today is a Chunju coming Yamle Jatona and then go to Chimbo, can Chimbo the Chana, go to Tepa, Chancelam Jator.
So even the small things, if we can put into practice, then the big things like big adverse conditions, we'll be able to transform them into the path to enlightenment.
Namjung are the Soso Tawari, Soso Samsari, and it 전에 지어자도 뭐도.
So we usually have our own views, right? Like personal views about the things, the personal thought about the things. So that is very difficult for us to change, right? Why we get into fight, argument, right? Disagreement? It's because of that, right?
잠블리 자급 파제나 다쇼요리 먹게수소나 다쇼요리 총바이나 다쇼요리 아니 남이나 다쇼요리 조가잼이나 다쇼요리 봐.
So even if the fight or argument between the countries is because of that disagreement, right? Because of different views, different thoughts, and same with within the neighbors, within the country, within the neighbors, within the family, even between husband and wife when they get in a fight, there's some kind of disagreement because of that, right? They get into a fight.
그래서 나도 남주 때빼 깔고 때는 남주 뒤가랑 가서 소소 딱제 되지. 남주 소소 미 간대지 맞대 딱제잖아요 보여요.
And so at that time, it is very important to analyze about ourselves. What are we thinking? Am I thinking right or wrong? And all these things, it's very good, important, to think about that.
근데 남주양 가서 미스터 르마데면 가서 미시라 하고 고면다. 저러서 가서 마치 이메일 단장 다네. 계시다 여러와. 미데 소소 남주 지혜잖아. 미디가 남주 딱 미디 시각 간대지 바거나 야. 가서 파지야. 계시야다. 아니 간지들 팽그래.
So nowadays, or here especially in the West, you don't get the chance to know people, right? You just communicate electronically. So everything is email, text message like that. So you don't get to know the people. And just by reading their text message, maybe you can understand, what kind of person this is. But if you know the person, if you see, face to face, then you come to understand that person's personality. Like, what he thinks is good, what he thinks is bad, and what kind of person is he? Does he get angry easily, or is he an understanding person? All these things, that personality, you understand about that, and then based on that, then you can interact with that person. Then it becomes easier to not offend that person.
다 두세 다 간다는 게 자서 일단 라비아 쪼는다 그러더나 소소 냠래 간 나추시 걸어 강 시샤와데 소소고 아니 응가나 룩샤 나지 대고 세비배가나 룩샤 마제 많이 받지네 얘네 체킹 배 나지지네 얘네 배제 당오래서.
And so what I'm trying to say is whatever studies you have done about the teachings, it's good it's good to put into practice. Just not like keeping in your saving account, but put it in your checking account where you use it on a daily basis.
Like credit card, okay? I think maybe credit card is good. We always use credit card, right? Then that teachna ani tanda anin trailer tanto gom karon trailer tanto gom de jasa tsikte tanda yongore.
So then in that case, it will become just like what is said here. Immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation.
Okay? Then 대배 내가 싶으면 나도 좀 나도 강가르샤. 대 시대 왔지. 근데 로장아 뉴스 섬절 로장시다 그 민치는 조안 조금 뭐 용도 와.
So this is the problem for many of us, right? Because we study, we've been studying for many years, 15, 20, 30 years, but it doesn't change much, right? There's no much changes. So that's because of not putting into practice.
Okay? 야 나주고 나라야 지나기야. 가로 소자 조고 말해. 무소 조고 말해. 아니 라고요 말다세.
So in Buddhism it doesn't say that you cannot do a business, you cannot work and earn money.
대라고요 말다. 한 삼도 미까지 들에 고로도 왔어. 다 나주지나 다 개개 매워서 개가 지하요 말사 고로 대 말해서.
So some people they think that if you study Buddhism then you have to give up all these things. It's not like that. So what it is that one should not be overpowered by that. So just like in this country, husband and wife, the husband is not controlled by a wife is not controlled by a husband, but they're like caring about each other. So it should be like that. So without overpowering or controlling the other person, you can still do some kind of work there, right? Not sure about these days, but in like olden days, like especially in Asian country, like in India, husband has all the power, so a wife is all controlled by the husband. So then you just have to listen to the husband, do whatever husband says, so it's like controlled by the husband, just like that. That's just like being controlled by the delusion. Like right now we are controlled by the delusion, so whatever our delusion tells us, that's what we do. So because of our attachment to these sense objects, right? Like, the form, sound, smell, taste, and touch, all these things, so because of being attached to those things, we are controlled by our delusions. We follow, we just follow with that.
Okay. Order the Shetan Rotandochi. Any ta Kasango, any ta Shanchuka Sem Jevala, any Kanchiesa Semte, Kotama Yapochigo Yenda, any Shunju Leg, Nipa, Dipasha Legatima, she said,
and so in our actual teaching, actual text, the Guide to the Buddhisattva Way of Life is talking about the bodhicitta, right? So how do we generate bodhicitta? And in order to generate bodhicitta, we have to first purify our mind. And so in the second chapter of this Guide to the Buddhisattva Way of Life, it's talking about the purification.
And
so what do we have to clean our mind of? Is the delusions like attachment, anger, and ignorance.
Ani ta ngando te tsama sodan de ani samkorang ko samkon te deni nyomo tusum yosa te yang samkara yore ani tsama soya de samkorang ko samadana sheko yore.
And so how do we do that? Is by generating that mind. So it's a kind of type of a mind that is generated in order to purify that. So the delusions that arise in us are also in our mind, and the antidote for that has to be also generated from the mind.
Right? Tenri inza 대양 아니 sambasu samna tangtaji kan che ta jiwa japshu taro ta samasu sogoyore.
And so it is all in the state of mind. Right? So from the way of thinking, you can purify your negativities.
ngando ma che ngando go pe ngando la gadu yo tsawati suzu samna tangtang chena yongoro.
And so all the feeling of good, bad, and loving and hating and all this comes from the way we think, right?
배차셔나 윤서를 따르면서 말 뻔나야 미치 저랑기 저런 거 못할 미치기 뻔나 빠빠로 돼 셔셔요 같이 너무 저런 토하시라 매같이 안에 다 되셔셔야 다 기만 가모다 니바인다도 저런 거 토하시라 매같이 아니 저런 로발레는 저런 못할 미치 쉬운도 왔어 저런 콜에 요러 쉬고야 코는 이주는 요러 쉬고래 정말 저런 거 못하데 상황 싸워서 그 저런라 미티기 즉 되노시나 저런 게아 생건 찬데 아니 저런 저
So for example, if someone scratched your car and you just looked at it and said, oh, doesn't matter, my car is old. So your mind is okay, right? And you feel that it doesn't matter. Your mind thought like that, so you don't feel anything. You feel you're okay. But then next time, when someone sees it, oh, someone scratched your car. And then that person says, oh, you can get money for that. Or you should sue that person or get that person to replace the whole thing, like that. And then your mind changes. Your nothing. Oh yeah, I should get that. Then your mind is following the attachment or controlled by attachment.
오다 된지기 가서 배틀 때는 안 가서 샘가 상무당당 이미지 책도 왔더니 대 맞아다 되는 두 번째 잡더니 다 요러 랑겨로.
So it's more from the state of mind, right? From the way we think. If we think it's okay, it's okay. If we don't, oh no, it's not okay, then we get into all this trouble. And you get, you sue somebody, you get into fight with them, and all the problem comes from that way of thinking.
Okay. 도치 다 도치네 가지 간주 jelata 뇨모 두성기다 간주 핀 간주 jel야다 간주 네바는 게다 네바 탑치 신의 타이밍이 나버 차야 된다.
And so this is a disease, like a disease, delusions in us. So we are inflicted by these delusions. So we are sick person like with these delusions. That delusion that cannot be cured by external medicines.
Pena nganzu subo nasa de member so che gosa che top gosa top tachi Geshe jar chena mata kana kansu ji tam che to ndo.
So this is the disease of our mind, which cannot be cured easily. If it's a physical disease of our body, then the doctors can analyze it. They can find it out. They can cure it by either giving medicine or by operating it, by doing whatever way they can. They can cure that.
Right? 다 nganzu tanda chana son zambalila ya semka nasa de shi chane namju semka nasa sega me ya sude ta chu cha de ta chulu kane na chu kanga chulu ta so de yong do was shen ani sholok member sichi de da zama so to yo mare.
So the best medicine for the internal disease of the mind is the teaching. So it can be teaching of any religion, right? any belief, and so those teachings are the only medicine to cure that internal disease of the mind.
디가는 되게 추디가 출력하는 되는 거 말랍자죠. 소수때 캐내지 소수때 삼수도 지어 잡나 소수 나다도 장독을 간지 강해.
So whatever way it is explained in that teaching, of that particular religion or belief, and by explaining that, by receiving that teaching and following that practice, you can get rid of those disease of the mind. Is it like that?
What do
you call that? Psychologist? No, the doctor for psychiatrist. Psychiatrist? That's the doctor for mind? The mental doctor.
A medical doctor. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor. A psychologist is just somebody who deals with the mind who doesn't have anything to do with medicine.
So psychiatrist, is it like a doctor who deals with the mind? Medical doctor who deals with the mind, So that's psychiatrist. Do they prescribe a medicine?
Yes.
Figures. So that helps your psychology, right? That helps your mind. So does that medicine, does it really change the mind, or does it just make you numb and not think about it?
They look at it as trying to change the brain chemical. Not the mind. They look at it as the brain.
It's altering your brain.
Right. They chemistry of the brain.
Yeah.
Not the mind. They don't never say mind.
Yeah, mind.
They never say that. They say brain.
The brain is the
짠조통으로 된데다 다 되게 간지 그러나 이제 가더다 나도 빼는 남백이 차 배셔나 알레라 I don't know. And that goes same killing him more. Lebanon same was.
So for them, the brain is the mind, right?
된데다 간도 나춘이 셔봐 있나? 아니 슐로크 메 산에 난기 다 생분 나사 자세 되지. 샤 아주 갈까 오래.
So
간지 삼로단도 지고 맞자 있나?
나도 되게 삼로다에 와서 그러셔.
바지 내선한테 바지 고
semkiada ninjakiada 소통 말하지.
제가 매선에 그 가요 삼로샤 땅에 고마 내샤로 소샤네.
So yeah, it only kind of presses the mind, make it kind of a numb, not be able to think in that way, but it doesn't help you to generate loving kindness, compassion, or understanding about the correct view and so forth, right? So like a sleeping pill. So how does a sleeping pill makes you fall asleep? How does that work? So it closes the nerve system, right? The nerves, right?
therefore the slow 가지는 니 먹고 가지는 것도 샘 축라고 용 거로 봤어.
So our mind is running too much, right? Our mind is very excited, thinking this, that, and so forth. Like it very kind of disturbed or very active, right? And we can't fall asleep because of that.
근데 이제 따티 매디게 간지 티 짜르지 고잡샤다 간지. 내 손때 내가 대삼 거다. 하고
So that the nerve on which the mind travels, that nerve gets closed down by that medicine.
간지 삼로 잘 따면 소셔로.
So then you don't think too much. You don't think too much, and then that helps you to fall asleep.
저 들어 가서 빼는 삼로 담라던 거는 이구문다. 저도 때 냠뇨 소소 냠뇨 시잖아. 레베.
So it's your experience, or it's all our experience, right? That when we keep thinking so much things going in our mind, we can't fall asleep, right?
때때 가도 삼 냠뇨 시야도 왔어.
That's from our experience we can understand that.
다 티그 망망망 땅대대 다 실로가 매바 매드 고잡샤나도 고답도 오시고 왔나. 뭐 군디가 성도. 아니 나도 뭐땅 니어 봤어. 간이 친구가 돼 미치도 안다 두니 미치도 하시. 안 트리발라 삼다네 다티 미치동에 레바다 커버스 레바 치르 라근도스 아니 티 레바다 국바 국장르세 근데 송도 왔어.
So so that makes more sense, right? That it gets closed down and then you fall asleep. You can't think about many things, so then then you can fall asleep easily. Just like His Holiness mentioned in one of the meetings that we have two way of crying. Like we shed tears either by being very happy or by being very sad or unhappy, right? And so so then what makes there's kind of a brain, right? So which brain makes us to cry out of sadness? It's very stupid brain. So it's like that.
레바칙 소 사자 찍는 거 생도. 들봐. 아니 군도한테 대꾸바 구자. 니자 사자 찍네. 근데 꾸바 구자랬어. 근데 가리나고 샘 가야기 뭐야 때문에 누가 아니 그 간지 당겨 그랬어.
So that brain is very stupid. Like he says that it's coming from the brain, right? So both tears, the tear of happiness and tear of unhappiness, they both come from the same brain. And then he said, "Oh, that's very stupid brain because why should it send the unhappy tear? It should always send the happy tear." His Holiness, the Lama. No, the people say it is the brain. So then he said that brain is stupid.
What is wrong with isn't our capacity for being touched by sadness, is that part of what helps us to have compassion for other people?
그래서
당연히 sembacho야지라. sembacho야다 동안요지 되게 되는 건 내가 저기 야고 말해 스테이지는 가서 semba기 생기 동안 하고 두고라서 대토는 되는 가서 신라 닌지 게트고라서
되게 다 소소가 샘 죽으면 들이 제가 진짜 지와 주보이 나던 되게 어렸어요. 난도 소소 되게 생각했네. 아니 선보스와 맞지 와 잘하고 이러 봤어.
So in our case, most of the time our suffering, overwhelms us, right? We are powered by our suffering, so we can't think about other things. Yeah, of course, if it can help, to have compassion for others, then that's very good. But when we are suffering, when we are angry, we are, unhappy, we don't, think about other things. So that kind of unhappiness is not very good.
오케이. 맨날 상제도 샤실 선보질라 동아치는 요 말했네. 저는 니 제가 요랬어.
So you don't have to have the suffering in order to have compassion for others. Like Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they don't have suffering at all, but they have, far greater compassion than we do towards other sentient beings.
As a human being, this is part of this is how we manifest. It's just sadness is one of our ways of being. And as long as we don't wallow in it, I don't see what is wrong with sadness or crying.
comes from the same brain.
Comes from the same brain. But
Yeah, that's what it means. Like if it comes from, if there's two different brains, then it's okay. But it's coming from the same brain.
suffering, like, isn't that the jewel in the lotus, really? I mean, if you didn't have the capacity to suffer,
그래서
cry and sadness.
무슨 너도 동아리 야구 말해 봤을 거다. 동아리 야구로 왔을 거다. 동아리 요거 알았어. 맞아, 가서 심지어 미를 안 신었던 동아리 요거 알았어.
대말도 나도 동아리 타야게 체드 쇼킹이 건도 주고 되겠어.
Yes, of course. By nature, as a human being, as a sentient being, we are under the control of sufferings. But we are always working throughout day and night, right? From early in the morning to late night, we're working to be free from suffering, not to have suffering.
I understand, but on some level, you have to kind of accept. I mean, the Zen people say, what is it, like a fish is still a fish, or something like that. So you gotta expect a fish to act like a fish, and it's kind of the same with people. On some level, you just have to accept that a human being is going to manifest as, a human being. And crying from sadness is part of that.
그래서
미국이거든 어떻게 하려는 거랬어.
예예.
That of course we accept.
야, 대가도 말하려고 말다.
No, it's not saying that fish
Yeah.
is not fish. Human beings are human beings. Human beings don't have suffering. You're not saying that.
예.
Okay.
Yeah, human beings do have suffering.
Yeah.
And human beings cry. Of course, that's acceptable. Human beings, scream and fight and all this. That's acceptable too.
나도 민 동이 요 말하는데 나도 걔 뇨뇨뇨 좀
So not accepting that while you're seeing it, with your bare eyes, that would be even more stupid.
근데
Not
나도
accepting that would be more stupid.
That would really be,
Yeah.
delusion.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, that's good. Okay.
It's a very gross delusion.
It's good. Yeah, think about that. Okay. 대 간에 용어나 배나 가서 남배 채나 딱 가서 남배 남배 주는 시야바이나 가서 남배 주는 자세자테 랍토고 말어 와서 샘거멘데 샘랑 주지도 않아. 그래서 말어 와.
So in Buddhism, what we talk about the mind is the thought, is the thinking, right? So it's thought. So the thought can be only changed by thought.
그리고 근데 연자 단나 장고는 송도 맨일이야. 무슨 부수 토보지다. 무슨 헬로잉이 좀 나사 찍바 포와야다. 배나 참바로까. 무슨 헬로잉이 좀 좁아 작은도. 무슨 부수 토보도 아니 트라이얼은 고근도 스타트 들박시야 요러.
So His Holiness mentioned, and of course, scientists agree with that if there are two people, one with a very relaxed mind and one with very stressed mind, and if they both get cold, who gets cured faster? A person with more relaxed mind, and that is accepted by science too, scientists.
다 대대적인 것도 샘되고 내가 첨부요 같이 된 거로.
So that shows the big difference in the mind, right? The disease is same people, and the same kind of people, and same kind of disease they have, but one gets cured faster than other. That's because of the way of thinking.
오케이. 당가도 샘 담아서. 근데 다샘 담아서 샘 담아 건나다 유모트도 소고 유모트도 소발라 당가서 바고 그래서. 아니 가서 탑시고 그래서 라차배지 당고 그래서 두지나 다 가서 되는 말. 조조 손데 톱시 손 그래. 톱시 거는 다 녀바사바스.
So anyway, we have to purify our mind, cleanse the mind. So cleanse the mind of what? Of the delusions, right? And so to do that, we can't do just by ourselves. We need a helper. We need a friend. We need helpers. We need tools to clean that. So what are the tools? What is the tool for purification? Meditation.
Yes, yeah. Who can say? Good.
Yes.
That's
Four
yeah.
opponent powers.
Oh, that thing. That's good. Then that 톱시 거는 톱시기 마다에 녀바치는 요 말했어.
So the four opponent power is the best tool, because there isn't any delusions, any negativities that cannot be purified by the four opponent powers.
다 되는 말 쇼로카 집주 셰브딘네 쇼로카 납중 가서 많이 줄록 쇼스로.
Alright, so let's read these verses, all talking about that, from verse 47 to 53. Page 29, if you have the same kind of books as I do. If not, chapter 2, verse 47 to 53. We're going to read that together. Right now, I go for refuge to the protectors of the world, whose power is great, to the jinas who strive to protect the world and who eliminates every fear. Likewise, I earnestly go for refuge to the Dharma that is mastered by them and that inherits the fear of the cycling of existence, and to the assembly of Bodhisattvas as well. Trembling with the fear, I offer myself to Samantabhadra, and of my own will have Gosha. Terrified, and I utter the mournful cry to the protector of Avalokiteshvara, whose conduct overflows with compassion, that he may protect me, a sinner. Seeking his protection, I earnestly invoke the noble of Garba, Kishida and all the compassionate ones. I bow to Bhaja upon the side of whom the messengers of death and other malevolent beings flee in terror to the four directions. After neglecting your counsel, in terror I go to you for refuge. Now as I face this fear, swiftly remove my fear.
Okay, that's finished. 단 되게 담보되는 마 아니 다 간도 아니 점로 대선 거다. 근데 접유 대응 것도 와서 대외 자원 로와시베 돈자바 또 신지바 간사바 대리인의 잡순 체스.
So the first verse, verse 47, it talks about the refuge, right? Right now I go for refuge to the protectors of the world, whose power is great. So that's talking about the Buddhas, right? The object, the power, the first of the three jewels.
아니 되게 아니 잡속에 비추 시세죠. 대통령도 송거요래.
And also it talks about the four features of being a worthy object of refuge. You know what are the four features of being worthy, of a worthy object of refuge? Or four attributes, four qualities. So what makes them? There are four qualities that makes them object of refuge.
What are the qualities?
Right, the Buddha
it's okay. But 대자원 doing is and any 끝나 투제 친분 이름에 봐 나와 스타메 건책을 해서 왔다.
And so here it talks about the protectors of the world whose power is great to the jinas, who strive to protect the world and who eliminates every fear. Right? And
동보되겠다. 백개 동으로 대외 자원 doing 것에 아니 상제 대 아니 다 팬다마다 아니 참저가 된적이 말해. 끝나 투제 지문이라면 봐 나그래서 끝나 차단하는 지문이래서.
So the one of the qualities is that they have the Buddhas, right? They have compassion towards all beings, without any bias. So, whether they have benefited them or not, whether they have worshipped them or not, they have same equal compassion towards all beings.
Okay. 로바 쪽에 던져봐서 돼. 안에 팬 따마다 300 던져 그래서 소소라 팬 토라마도 뺀다 그래서 하더래.
So it says who strives to protect the world and who eliminates every fear. So as that he benefits everybody. Yeah. So who will benefit everybody, whoever have prayed to him or not prayed to him, or cause harm to him or not cause harm to him.
안에 톱친 세대 라는 집안 다달래 줘봐래서.
And so it's, our power is great. It says the world whose power is great. So that means that he has a great power, which means that he is free of all the fears.
아니 집안 건설 세대다 백에는 안에 제 집안을 탑랑케 그래서.
And the world and who eliminates every fear. So who eliminates every fear shows that he is skilled. He is very skillful in eliminating the sufferings of others.
오 대래 잡속에 비치 쉬세요 이거도 손거 대래.
So those are the four qualities of being a worthy object of refuge.
아니 사지에 대한 것도 잡된 초거래서. 당분간도 진짜인다.
So the reason that means that we can take refuge in Buddha. Go
가르치나?
for refuge in Buddha because
끝나 투제 지문 이름이 반가워요 그래서.
because Buddha has compassion towards all beings.
그리고 안에 팬 따마다 300 던져 그래서.
So works for the benefit of others, whether they have helped or helped or harmed him.
아니 제 집을 줘라 수준 집을 줘거나 라닌 집한테를 조사res.
So he is free of all the fears himself. He has freed himself of all the fears.
아 뒤에 가라 아니 제 집을 줘 탑라인 캐그레스.
And the fourth one is he is also skilled in freeing others from their fears or their sufferings.
오케이. 나돌 들이 체주도 여래. 남돌 때 체주도 여래.
Do we have that qualities? Do we have those qualities?
만돌라 니제 지모 강가 니레베 오면 가서 소소 가달라 니제 요래 마가달라 요 말와.
Do we have compassion towards all without any bias? We have compassion towards those who like. We don't have compassion towards those who don't like, right?
어때? 대니 받은 가서 3월 펜도시마 소소 가달라 펜도시에 소소 마가달라 펜도시에 말와.
And then second call is, do we benefit all? No, we only benefit those who benefits us.
아니 선바데 아니 나라 소소 집한테를 당 가서 소소 강에 3월 줘요래. 줘 말와.
And then third one is, are we free of all the fears? No.
아니 지마데 아니 제 집안 잡아다 가서 아니 젠발을 로바서 탐키고 요래.
Are we very skillful in freeing others from their fears?
명간도 사람도 사업자가 로바서 되게 파두 소리한다.
Sometimes we try to be skillful, right? Try to be skillful and say something, and that makes it even worse. So we're not skillful even then.
today is that? Yes.
Why do you call them worldly objects of refuge?
원래는
지금 봐. 지금 가서 저죠.
저저 누가 내 직대 말라야서 말대.
누구?
누군 건딴 로와 참이 공부를
아니.
로와 집에 덤대 봤어. 로와 참아 안 교회에 되는데 그래서. 아니 또 진짜 바깥에 봐라서 나는 아니 소소한 집한테를 줘봐 예 집한테 교회. 내가 대라 드리는 잡선 좋았어. 근데 아니
저죠. 도에고. 도와서 대해서 가지 뭐서 직대서.
내 직대에서 라이 말단데 간도
What does your translation say? Can you read yours?
Yeah.
The first, because this is the translation, I think, problem. The world.
Okay.
So the world here actually means like beings, sentient beings. So yeah, can you read yours?
Yeah, sure. It says, therefore, this is verse 47.
47. Yes.
Therefore, I now seek refuge in the Buddhas
before that.
who protect the world, who strive to shelter all that lives, and with great strength eradicate all fear.
지금 저죠. 도에고 도죠.
대초 자와서는 자와는 상질라고 그러나. 아니 로비군 공부를 했어. 자와서에 이때 그게 시야 소임인데. 대외 자와서는 자와도 자와 상지 좀 내는데 라자. 대 로와 참이군 공원에 잡으래서. 텔라는 이때 방가도 용문다.
Yeah, I don't know why they use this word, but actually it means like beings, like the migratory beings.
상지 좀내 자와나 상지 좀 내는데 라자. 다 네가 잡서 잡더라. 대 로와 참이가 아니 잡으래서.
So the Buddha, the Jina, it says like this to the Jina. The Jina it means like Buddha, the Buddha who has a great power, who is free from all this fear, and to that I take refuge. So like, who is the protector of the world means like protector of the sentient beings.
대다 아니 내 아니 상지 좀 내는데 잡서급이 의치해야 되는 것도 시송을 잡서급이 의치.
So this verse actually explains the four qualities of being a worthy object of refuge.
Okay.
That's the part where you say
알레 원리 없어서
object of refuge. When you say worldly, I think.
Oh no, worthy.
Oh, worldly.
Worthy.
Because I keep thinking like I got worldly concerns and things.
Oh, so you all heard that?
Yeah, I heard worldly.
Huh?
Yeah.
What did you hear? Worthy, huh?
Yeah, I heard.
Ah, sorry about that. Worthy. W-O-R-T-H-Y.
That explains it.
Okay.
I heard worldly, but when I wrote it down, I wrote worthy.
So you didn't hear worldly then, you heard worthy.
It's good.
I don't know.
But this is good for clean. If something you don't understand, we can discussion and make more clean.
Worthy object of refuge. Not worldly object.
Okay?
Oh, I was thinking about like this world, you're talking about this world here?
되게 특 담보 되게 아니 담보 상제대 잡서고 이것이 송도.
So this verse, in the first verse, 47, talks about the four qualities of a Buddha being the worthy object of, not worldly, worthy.
자, 아니 쇼로가 니바데가 대 투도 집에든 고민 집어 세와당 상주 선배 총 대전에다 잡선 제세야 돼 아니 대가 산지 좀 전에 투도 집에 주 되게 고발에 좋아당 아니 집발에 세야 제가 아니 대가래 상주부 샘들 대라인 잡는 제가 아니 주거적으로 잡는 점도 송거래
대단하시는데 장주 삼세대에서 장주 삼바이거든. 이런 게 누가 있냐?
걔는 버티 고려용도 이든 잠배 양다 상주 삼바 끊는 버티 고려용도
아, 말대 가서
대 투도 집에
집에
주
코웨지 뭐
고민 집어 세와
장주 삼배 솔라요.
상주 선배 솔라야 대제네
어디 근데 장주 삼배 속스들.
다 얘는 맞다 당보 되니게 아니 다 죽어 주셔야 그래 아직은 시간 등반에 많이 소된 거 수요라면은
So in the verse 48 says, likewise I earnestly go for refuge to the Dharma that is mastered by them. So by them means like Buddhas, right? So the teaching that's mastered by the Buddhas. To that teaching I take refuge also. So that's the Dharma refuge. And that annihilates the fear of the cycle existence. Cycle of existence. So that's that's talking about the qualities of the Dharma that annihilates or that eliminates the suffering of the cyclic existence, and to the assembly of Bodhisattvas as well. So the assemblies of Bodhisattvas that talks about the Sangha, the Sangha refuge, and then it talks more about the Sanghas like Samantabhadra and all these things.
대리다 산지 좀 전에 투수 집에 주도 가르했나 당가서 대 무슨 걸 가르했나
So what is the Dharma? The Dharma that is mastered by the Buddha. What's the Dharma that's mastered by Buddha?
Yes.
You see, it's talking about. It says Dharma that is mastered by them, by Buddhas, right? So what is the Dharma that is mastered by Buddhas?
Yes. Simple one. Yeah, you can say it's not to worry.
I mean, this is a different way of wording, right? The wording, wording. Wording. Different way of wording, So when we talk about the actual Dharma, what is it?
Teachings of the realizations.
I think realizations.
Of realization of?
Realization of Vaitita, realization of emptiness.
Yeah.
Renunciation.
Yes.
Yep.
So when we relate that to Four Noble Truths, what's that? Four Noble Truths.
Suffering and suffering.
Dharma. True path and true cessation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then by she. Then they that one angandu gelata dirigi chudi yamne che yare ta de sanji de satari boru dong azu sanji 통고모도 제거모도 코랑가 투지면서 아주 문도 올라나 전수 대len 가르쳐서.
So Dharma that is mastered by the Buddha are true path and cessation. Path, cessation. You know the true path and true cessation? Cessation or cessation? True cessation. So when we talk about Four Noble Truths, right?
Sorry.
So that's the one that brings us the real freedom. So anyway, so that Dharma that's mastered by the Buddhas, can we generate that in our mind? 니마제 깨지 그랬어. 니마제 깨지 그랬어 먼저 줄라.
단단하고 추구는 너무 제 여러 단단.
But what about now? Do we have the ability to practice? So can we practice that now? The true Dharma? I mean the Dharma jewel. Can we practice Dharma jewel now?
벨레 단단하고 질 먹게 붙이 보고 들으면 여러 봐. 대 추구 샤추고 여다.
So yeah, what do we do now? What kind of practice do we do? Like the practice of abandoning the 10 and virtuous actions? Can we do that now? Can that be considered as the Dharma jewel?
대추르다.
Yes?
대하고 그러면 삼성가서 취사 이게 자 소설로 되게 재미가 없어도 대체 노력으로 와.
That's what we should know, that also can be considered as Dharma. And we say, so if we think of Dharma as somewhere high and there's nothing that we can do now, then that's wrong. So right now what we can do, all those practices of abandoning the 10 and virtuous action, of generating the mind of enlightenment of bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, all those are taking refuge, all those are Dharma. So that's Dharma, right? Because those protect us.
가르나 테네 간도 저 대삼도 되는 때 간도 셈바 다 보자와 셈바 뉴모와도 만도 책이로와.
So that protects us, from falling under the delusions, right? And
생각도
helping us
없잖아.
to keep our mind in the right place.
근데 축구주 그렇게서 토마타 이게 도다샤 아니 소소전에 오대 냠네 제로 매우 깜짝이야. 근데 삼로 다면다.
So nothing is not, we should not think that Dharma is somewhere high up there and we're low down here and we can't do that. We can't practice that. We should not think like that.
Okay? 전타고도 is good. It's enough, right? Okay? You don't think, oh, Dharma's over there, We cannot do that. Not like that, okay? 간수질라 pen 수수고 아니 지금 가로 개두고 란도는 집에 룩 가리나 참아 죽게 주셔서 그래.
So any kind of the knowledge that explains about how to cultivate the virtues and how to abandon non-virtues, that can be considered as dharma.
아니 빼자나 남주 샤야라 아니 고대다 남대 샤야라 다대 시단다 세시로 와.
So the actual dharma, of course, that protects us from all the sufferings, right? Cyclics, everything. So that would be the true path and true cessation.
그러와 샤제 선바도 잘라야 돈녀도 별로도 아니 샤제 무슨 깨발라 때네에는 고발을 tro도 그러와.
The bodhisattvas, those is when they have this true path and true cessation, then that's when they are free from the cycle existence.
Are you cold? You want some blanket? Is it cold?
No,
It's okay?
just straighten out my
Yeah. Okay. Oh, no problem. Yeah. It's okay. It's fine. No problem. Oh, no. Not that cold, yeah. No problem. No, I'm not cold. Okay? 다 되는 마.
Maybe he needs a blanket, Geshe needs a blanket. Geshe needs
No,
a blanket.
I have blanket here. Okay?
Jacket.
샤제우즈마 대제양다 잡some cheese. 다 아니 되오나. 다는 집에 남자네 건도상 현저선 바 건도상 보다. 아니 지선 잠배양. 아니 다크 아니 텔라야 잡선 저 마데 아니 소소고 리노쇼 게다 잡이야 먹어 예사 되는 거와.
And then it's a trembling with fear, I offer myself to the Samantabhadra, and of my own will, I offer myself to Menjugosha.
그러와 뒤에올라 아니 두지 쇼바 만트가 셰레정고 대달라 냠통가로 대전나라 잡선 조제 아니 바바 셰레들라 잡는다와.
And then after that is taking refuge in the Avalokiteshvara to protect me, the sinner, or the one with the full of negative actions. No sinner here, right?
아 뒤에올라 아니 바바 남기네보 사이네보 아니 두돌라 아니 잡수기 예스.
And then also take refuge in the the Bodhisattva and Kishitagarbha and Akashagarbha, the compassionate ones, and so forth.
아니 강시도 내신이 번야라 zon가 받아. 저는 쇼진 지제 봐 도제잖아요. 디가 아니 다다 너도 배차나 도제라 아니 잡수고 송도와.
And then also taking refuge in the Vajrapani. It says like, I bow to the Vajri, upon the side of whom the messenger of death and other malevolent beings flee in terror to the four directions.
아니 디게다 도지섬 가로 차나 도제라야. 차나 도지. 근데다 니기 아니 사제탐 주지 아니 니지가라서 라이즈셔 바바 셰레색 아니 샤랍가라서 라이즈셔 아니 잠배야 아니 니톱지라서 라이즈셔 아니 배차나 도지 오 손가라야 잡도록 요래.
So taking refuge in the three Buddha families, like the Avalokiteshvara, who is the manifestation of all the Buddhas' compassion, and the Manjushri, who is the manifestation of all the Buddhas' wisdom, and the Vajrapani, who is the manifestation of all the Buddhas' power. To these three Buddha families, take refuge also.
다 디고라 쇼롱압죠 나치다 나슴 납신이디 나슴래 많이 나슴 어디 가르쳐 납신 말해 나친가니 아래 나슴 납신이 되게 다 저런 거 까나지 까지 저기 있어야 와.
And so then in the 53 it says, after neglecting your counsel in terror, I go to you for refuge. And now I face these fears, swiftly remove my fears. So, use this, taking refuge in them, and then it says, I will follow, just like you said.
그러와 Ngenche cheji kalinde tanan jipan chendo ne chela chapten chela nan jipa jipa nyoda sadu suruse ne pa ngenche tama sanje ge ta karo labjala manye bala te ne ani ta sosola ya dunga jeche me bayang du era ta chela chapten do bala te ne ngan jipa la nyoda ani toro na se rega jaga sarwa.
So it says previously, it's like after neglect your concept. Previously, that means like previously I neglected your advices. Now because of that. Now I'm in a test, in a great suffering, and from now on, please protect me, from all these fears and sufferings.
다서 달람 내지 지그나야 maybe ngaje sheguna 내차라서 내자야 아니 내지 따따 매치고 스탄데가 먼저 타마베 가서 지금 나와이나 maybe ngaje 내고도 왔다 내차 셔단라서 왜 녀모베 내들에 타와라다 아니 사제까지 내 레고 세로래.
And so it says here in the 54, even when one frightened by a fleeting illness in a world not disregard the physician's advice, how much more so one afflicted by the 404 diseases. So if if one has to carry heed or listen to all the advices of the doctors of the advice of the doctor for like this simple disease of this body, then how much more we should listen to heed to the advice given to get rid of all these 404 diseases.
404 diseases. 간지기는 니나라잖아 아니.
Then she gets she said.
알레레레 니나란 내차라서 바스 아니.
The security guard.
내차라서 예자이.
직접 그런 거도.
내차라서 예자이 예바자이세도. 내가 딱 저는 맞아서 내차라서 봐 뉴모 뜻으면 내 친구 예바자타. 아니 자 동차 대민 중국에서 집이 내지 따서 내지 그 사야 돼.
맞아. 직접 그런 데 가도.
내차라서 예자이세. 예바자. How many diseases? 400? 404? Maybe ngajin de sheguna tome nen decha so dusun choni chim
하만 내게 직나냐 멤베 나신 차고나 도차라 내게 내자이스 내게 딱딱 뭐지고스 하나 내자스 가는 데라
다 니바 뭐 되고 자와데 니바 몸라도 니바 자 동차 때문에 중고 니바 차상 중고.
Can you read your translation? Verse 54.
If I need to comply with the doctor's advice when frightened by a common illness, then how much more so when perpetually diseased by the manifold agitations of desire and so forth.
Yeah.
I think this makes more
That's
sense.
the 404. That's where that.
That's why we're confused about in this text. Talks about 404. What is it talking about?
I think yours
It doesn't say in Tibetan text, and also that's more clear translation.
I think yours more clear. 다 네가 가르나 안에 내차 셔다 때문에 네바 참아 주사가 고라거든. 아마데스.
So it's talking about all the delusions, like the attachment and so forth, the attachment, anger and so forth, that from where all this disease comes. So it's like the originator of the diseases.
그래서 뒤다 내차 셔다 좀 매바 소발라 아니 다 사지 강 소바된 것도 냠내 제고 요레스.
But if there is this, right? The Tibetan says, when frightened by an ordinary illness, it is necessary to heed the physician's advice. One need to speak of one who's continually afflicted by the 100 elements of attachment and so on. So this is better, I think. Yeah. So that's in the footnote. You see the footnote on that text, 43. So that's the exact translation. So yeah, what need is there? What need to speak of one who is continually afflicted by the 100 elements of attachment and so on.
How does make sense, right? Okay. 그래서 간도 변에 참바지 보나 매매 아주 따고 녀고 그래.
So like even if we have a common cold, Do we have to listen to the doctor's advice? Huh? Do we
나도
have
nye
to?
나도 nye 그러고
Oh, of course, right? We do. We have to and we do, right?
근데 이제 다 나도 내차 셔다 너무 공조고 다 나산도서 le troala ani 사지까지 제거 그래서
And therefore, so one is there to mention, about those diseases caused by the attachment, anger, ignorance, and so forth. To be, one is there to heed, to the advice, to get rid of those diseases caused by attachment, anger, and so forth.
다 되게 사지 깔아도 가르잖아 아니 내차 셔다 너무 들이 영화도 맞으더라 봐요 그래다
And so the Buddha's advice is that, that we should not fall under the control of these delusions.
오케이 근데 이다 아니 존나 밀에 팬다 맞추나 내가 맞히더라 그래서
So and then the other advice of the Buddha is that to benefit others, if possible. If not, then at least not cause harm to others.
아니 남들 두들라다 간도 야치도 딱 밀어도 아니 샘제도 샘제 심어도 거의 육샤 알았어 아도 컨트롤 루당 알았어 라병도 왔어 샘제 배나 제다 심이도 바주도 좀도 루당샤 그래 지나서 그때 미전 연락도 왔어 근데 또 뭐라고 아
What is?
제가 가서 밀에 팬도나 밀에 내가 맞이라 잡아라 아니 샘제 심어도 루당 그래 또 발랭도 와
And so, when we talk about, benefiting others, if possible, if not, not causing harm to them. So them, is it only human beings, or does it include the animals, the creatures, and so forth? So do we give them up, or is it only towards human beings?
시다지나 all being read and 니 나게 미색 몰라라고 그랬어 밀라
So especially, of course, all beings, and especially human beings, do not cause any harm to human beings.
가르에서는 밀에 파는 와지는 미치 놓지 그랬어
So that's because if you cause harm to human beings, they will cause harm to you.
텔레 테네 간도 녀밤 못 사요 그래 그랬다 그런 요로
밀어봐너나 수너버죠.
수인네 버지 아니 되긴 녀밤
근데 샌다 나버잖아, 쳔다
그러 매매 시단 갑도 다미 갑도 케이크 말와 나도 그도 미 갑도 케이크 매다 나도 시 갑도 있지 않네 아니 요로만 불러요 그러 봐 갑도라
So, others, of course you can cause harm to other beings too, but they will not immediately react to that maybe, so they won't be able to do much, but human beings, they won't be able to take your suffering, take your harm, and then they will, immediately react to that.
아니 미팅 잡을라 미팅 남이 라요 그래 미팅 로열 라요 그래
And behind that person, maybe his families will come, and then also his lawyers will come.
근데 이제 앵간소에 로열 시 때는 내 파도 투로 와 간도 투적이로
And we assign one lawyer to us ourselves, right? And then those two lawyers will fight with each other.
아니 제다 세미도 봐주던 것도 가만히 있나 간도 피기 자라다 룩샤가 이제 그때 내대 그랬어
So the animals like the cows and dogs and cats, if we don't, if they don't listen to us, we can just cage them, right? And then they will do nothing. They will just sit there and do nothing.
근데 이제 컨트롤
They can't find a lawyer to sue us.
근데 이제 컨도 이제 땅군에 샘진 념수 곧 가르치는 것도 내대 그러고 땅 간도 미세도 되게 말아 찍대 니대 숨태 아니 간도 갑대 자는 요라모 블랑 그래
So the animals, they will just sit there and not do much, right? But human beings will not sit there, so they will think this, think one, think two, think three, and then cause all the problems.
근데 이제 다 상지가 람자 조 가래 배마도가 내가 맞히지
So what is the Buddha's main advice? Is to benefit others. If not, then at least not cause harm to them.
아니 자마금 이제금 상집샘 검스
And meditate on loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta,
그러고 아니 셈바야 보치스
and have a good heart.
아니 그래나 가지자 삼마데스
Don't think of oneself all the time.
오케이 아니 가삼 초고 말다 삼 초를 해야 되네 지나지냐 나도 나 짜자 삼대바다 나도 근데 잠도 요 그래서
So you should not think of oneself alone all the time. So if you, of course, you can think about yourself, but not all the time, only about yourself.
티 가자자 삼대다 나도 자급 패들은 두바쇼고 아니 두보좀 패들 두바쇼고 쇼다기 그래
Because of that, because of thinking of oneself all the time, that's why we get all problems. The problems among the friends, families, and the country. Among the countries also, is because of thinking of ourselves alone.
And Jeremosiga down the church to be pushed, marrying me much a gun of song.
And so, like like Lama Zopa said, that sentient beings are caged, in the iron cage, of the self-grasping ignorance, and in the darkness, of the ignorance.
What the Tato, Red Dumungan some time. There is a Sanji can yes at the Kevsan also you and Yagon, Sanjali Kevsan Yokishamari.
So these are the advices that Buddha gave, so we should heed to them, or listen to them. Otherwise, of course, it's not for his own benefit. If we listen to those advice, we get the benefit. He doesn't get the benefit.
There is a dark Karichota, Kadina, the Shambatazukum, Ijitukum, Shanjab Samtukum, take gum from the downward.
So therefore, try to develop some compassion, some loving kindness, and some bodhicitta. So when we say develop, means like think about it.
And Kadina Samchet of the Dungata Travel Chichi, Devan Dambra Chichi, Kajiton, Contra Kanga Majo show, Kongo Nasa Mayo show, Kodo Shambhala, Lambro show, so someday Kal Labgomar, Piran, Tell Lambro young people to Korosagroya.
So you should always think. So may they be free from all the suffering. May they be, possessed with all the happiness, and so you have to think that in your mind. You don't have to go out and say. If you tell them, you go out say and look at somebody and say, "Oh, may you be free from all the suffering," you might get angry, right?
Okay. Today that. And the Kadala was 2 months, but the 17 Toba Chetana and the Pemizu Petosarova.
So you don't have to not like just talking about it, but really having that thought in our mind. If we have that, then that can really help us. So for that, of course, you have to study a lot. You have to listen a lot. And contemplate a lot. And then when you listen and contemplate a lot again and again, then that thought will come also. And so once you start to think, and then you get more familiar with it, right? And then once you get familiar, then it becomes easier. So there isn't anything that doesn't become easier with familiarization. So it's just a matter of getting used to it, right? Habituated with it. So once you are habituated with it or familiarized with it, then it becomes easier to do. Like you do the prayers now very easily, because you're used to it. You're habituated with it. Like the Lama Zopa Guru Yoga. Now you do it very easily. Before you had very difficulties, following that, the words and the tune and everything. But now you do it so easily. Why? Because you got habituated with it, right? You get familiarized with that. So that's why it becomes easy. And also same with the mandala offering. When you do the hands, the gesture, the hand gesture of the mandala offering, you do it very easily now. Before you don't know which finger to cross and which finger to hold, right? Yeah, exactly. Right. Now you do it easy because you did it again and again, right? You got used to it. So every day in the morning, soon after you wake up, recite these verses, like the verse of the refuge and bodhicitta, and then the 4 imaginables, and then contemplate on that for a little while. So that will be very beneficial for you.
Okay? 대신한가도 니마치 니마치 jas면 주망원에 샘을 하나 텐데 또바다 째네 되는 거네 즉딱 가래 토바이나 땅 거는 가서 따뉴고로 째도 그랬더니 빼야 고요래.
So you do that 1 day and 2 days and every day, and then you get used to it. And after that, after some time, then you really think in that way, and then you will really have that real refuge, bodhicitta, and 4 imaginables.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
서인ing보, 가서 남편ing보.
다도 샹접 선바, 다 샹접 선바 남편ing보, 샹접 선바식 미래.
Yes, it's Bodhisattva. It's one of the the Bodhisattva name of one of the Bodhisattvas, Akashagarbha. The essence of sky essence.
다도 베나 샹접 예외 세제세요. 다도 아니 다다 가지고. 코나바도 손도 미세게 아니 자나글로 빼면서 다쳐 버려.
So there are 8 bodhisattvas, very close to Buddha, the very close disciple of the Buddha. 8 bodhisattvas who are very close disciple of Buddha. So those, and Akashagarbha is one of them, one of those bodhisattvas. Akashagarbha and Kishtagarbha. So those bodhisattvas are revered, very well, especially in Chinese tradition, like Avalokiteshvara in Tibetan tradition, the Akashagarbha and Kishtagarbha are very powerful very well revered in Chinese tradition.
다 배나 주만 미시게 저라도 샤집서만 샤집도 몰라다 샤집도 맛에 근데 지금 미설은 대 밑에서만 되게 그렇지.
So this is an example of course there are so many bodhisattvas, and there can be anybody with bodhicitta is a bodhisattva. There can be anybody. So this is one of the bodhisattvas. And you say, somebody asks you, who's bodhisattva? Can you give an example of bodhisattva? And say, yes, Kishtagarbha, or Akashagarbha, bodhisattva Akashagarbha, like that.
Okay?
So, Lama Zopa sometimes has us do mantras for Kishtagarbha.
Yeah, Kishtagarbha.
For certain reasons. So why would we think of
그러 대대 가서 사람들이 책임 이렇게 말어. 간지
네, 여기를 가서 내시경 메신데요. 가서 가서 세닝보드나 지금 가서 사용하다 주로 많이 되는 가서 세닝보 냠는 제반은 되게 되네. 세닝보 가 당바이나 한테 팽그레 되는 소다. 안에 된다. 남ken닝보에 대한 냠는 가르치나 가르 팽그레스.
알알테 여저로 생각하고 말스. 근데 남편이보다 레베톤에 냠는 제 때문에 요르스.
Yeah, I'm sure there are these practices, but I'm not familiar with that. So yeah, there are many, just like the Kishtagarbha, for what is it for, like earthquake and like the natural element disasters, right? So.
나 미디하고 예. 그런 간지 전부 하고 말스.
So yeah, I'm not familiar with the Akashagarbha, Bodhisattva Akashagarbha, and I don't even know what he looks like or what the mantras is of Akashagarbha, and what practices can be done to eliminate what problems. I don't know.
아니 가서 자나도 가봐야 먹이 자나라 안에 들어오다가 사인님보다 남기고 그만 못도.
But when I visited China, like the 5 Manjushri mountain, there I saw many statues of Akashagarbha and Kishtagarbha in Chinese tradition.
그래서 가서 lumba소소 룩소 나지 그 안에 것도 lumba소소 문자오라요.
So all the the tradition, different tradition, following different country, like different lineage, different countries, or different culture, have a different image, of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. So Tibetan has a Tibetan look. In Tibetan tradition of the Buddha is Tibetan look, in Chinese tradition of Buddha is the Chinese look.
안에 타이나 타일로 안에 캄보디아나 캄보 카카도.
Cambodia have different look, and Thai has different look as well.
안에 베트남 수수 카카카 lumba되게 미카네 대다오도 속도.
And the Vietnams have different look too. So look something like Michael.
Like 5 characters?
Yes, yes.
If there are 5 characteristic of Buddha.
5 characters.
The Chinese nga chango 말해 봐서. Chinese.
What are the 5 characters?
The long ears and
Oh, I never heard this. Yeah, what are that?
I don't know.
어저 울어 정도로 봐다. 젠링와 녀령와 사다 되는사.
알레스.
저도 주어 배봐서 다 되게 소소 따당더라.
시당 상제라 세서 뭐 쓰지 전이데 빼지 자치요레스.
So usually we talk about all those, in the 32 major marks and 80 minor signs, so all this, of course, is there, but again, what tradition is considered what is more beautiful.
오타 봉아 따낙. 근데 셈모가로. 세독 지금 말.
So like the quality of the hair, the hair has to be very, like, so what do you call it? 봉아 따나서 그러더라고.
봉아도 딴 나포치.
It's like a dark bluish, dark blue, and almost like a black, but
This
like
is
a blue.
this Tibetan tradition,
So
right?
that's the color.
Yeah, it's Chinese tradition, a different one. Like that. Yeah. Therefore, the Western next time we have to Western tradition Buddha.
At the museum, they had the.
With the blonde hair. Instead of black hair, you have blonde hair.
They had a statue at the Museum of Manchuria with a mustache. It was Turkish, right? Or
Yeah, you remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never, if Rinpoche doesn't tell us, we thought this is someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the Jambeya. Jabu Chete Dege. And Chindu.
So in like a king's what's the outlook, right? Yeah.
Next time you put the Western tradition with I know. Yellow hair, long nose, blue eye. Okay, anyway, like that, okay? Any other questions? Okay, that's okay. That is called it. Come to the Egypt, come to the job shows, come to the job, come to the job.
Yeah, so you don't have questions, so just do the meditation like we talked about today. Yeah, it's very important to meditate.
Okay. Gomiani and Nyamyo Silameta. Gomiani and Ijing of the Nyamyo Toba Chegos, 10 Chegos.
So yeah, and I'm not saying that I have experience or realization of having meditated a lot, but I'm sure it will benefit. Because as all the teachings of the Buddha mentions about that, so it will be really beneficial, to do a meditation.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe. Okay. All right, turn to page 39, please. Saji Perki Jun Xing Mei To Tram Ri Rab Ling Ji Ni De Gem Pa Di Sangye Xing Du Me Te O Wa He Dru Ko Nam Dag Zing La Cho Par Sho Je Su La Me Ko Te Rab Ten Ching Nam Kar Twin La Cho Tu Ge Pa Dang Lob San Tempe Drum Me Sap Sum Ki Dru We Mun Zel Ta Tu Ne Gu Shi Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamayami. From my two collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing using skillful means by the strong force of compassion. May I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Page 49, short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tup Sung Chang Sing Jong Gong Ga Wei Tenzin Gong Pao Wei Gun Zo Dog Port Say Chok Sung Kur Wei Le Mun Tu Dru Pa Da Zo Do Je Gun Du Zap Ten Shou. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every aspect of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled in all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, employ the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And we will finish on page 75. Mix them up. Say wait there chen chen raising Shui me kempe wang po jump young gang chen ke pe su gen song kapa lob san trape zabla so dem. Thank you, Geshe.